to YouTube. I feel like I didn't see the YouTube logo. Uh-oh. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Seven Bridges Arena. Edina Hornets wearing their whites with green and gold trim this early afternoon, skating from left to right versus their adversaries from north of the border, Mississauga, one of two Mississauga teams. We're just making sure we're live and going. See here. Sandberg out in the draw with Smith and Crum. Puck goes deep into the zone. Crum goes to get it, puts his shoulder into the Canadian. Sandberg forces the puck around the wall. Smith goes to get it. We're back on an NHL-sized rink today. That is going to be much appreciated. And Crum steps up and forces a bad pass up by Mississauga, and the puck goes deep into the zone where Crum gives chase. Non-aggressive play by the goalie as he watches the puck move behind the net. Something you'll see different from our end of the ice as our goalies would become a little more active in their crease. Zach in nets today for Edina. Edina will benefit from a win here today. It would move them to the top of the bracket and set up an easier game this afternoon. Mississauga carries the puck out. Swigum collects it, chips it across the middle. Nobody home in white. And now Crum picks up the loose puck and gets it to Swigum. Tries to chip it in deep, swings and misses, and Mississauga takes control at the top of the circle. Mississauga looks D to D and now up ice. They can't hold on to the puck, and Edina just offside as a Bang and Sauer cross pass. Nope, I'm good. Coach, kind of as did the broadcaster, is encouraging the goalie to stop the rim around from Edina. Likely means his level of confidence isn't so high, so Edina could benefit from that. Don't joke, there's a man filming for Mississauga who's got an interesting head contraption. I tried for that once. Quick shot by Bang, rebound, goes behind the cage. Out in front, Sauer, quick shot, puts it behind the net, and Bang goes to get it. Puck rolls to the circle. Good job by Sauer. And now Mississauga, with the puck for the first time of the game, comes down the right-hand side. They put on the brakes, roll it into the high slot, nobody home, and Bang picks it up. Bang's going to try and beat his man through the middle. One, and now two, still has on the back end, forehand into the belly of the Tendy, and he holds on. Might have been, could have been. Zach is he's not quiet back there, that's for sure. He's not mean. No, he likes the quarterback from behind. Whether they like it or not, I'm not sure, but he is happy to be vocal. Oh, look at that, free charger. Would you guys like the link? Yeah, sure. Here, I'll type it in for you. Puck goes behind the cage. Dan steps up. Now Millsy supports it. Puck goes behind the net where number 91 tries to stop it for White. Millsy dispatches of a stick, and they go hard into the corner. McConnell and Millsy in the corner. Two boys in black and red. Millsy steps out, surveys, looks for the puck, tries to push it back in there, and now watches his man as he chips it up to the half wall. Puck comes by Stahl. Just search that. Search that on YouTube. Puck gets turned over by Edina in the high slot. Quick scoring chance opportunity. They go left, right, and Brolowski swats it from the open side of the net. McConnell gets dumped, and they're going to go to the box. Now Stahl comes in. Wines fires. That goes off the inside of the blocker and gives the Mississauga faithful a little bit of a heart attack. We did. Very cute. The Mississauga fans have brought their pooch with them, which is super cute. Just search that on Sandberg out on the draw now with Crum and Smith. D to D they go. Sudbury looks across ice over to Swigum. Swigum loses the handle. Now goes behind his back over to Smith. Smith walks in from the top of the circle. Edina having some puck control issues here. Now Smith kicks it to himself. He goes off the ref and back towards Swigum at the point. Swigum to Sudbury. Sudbury looking for the howitzer that is Sandberg. Sandberg comes to the top of the circle, steps across the blue line, looking to leave it for Swigum. Now he chips down the front. Loose puck bounces over top of the cage, and Sandberg collects it. Now Sudbury. Sudbury back to Sandberg. Sandberg going to look for a shooting lane. Now he floats a nice pass to Swigum. Skips high. Swigum tries to hold the zone, and Mississauga able to clear it out. Sudbury chips it in and goes in with the puck. One of us, two of them, and now they go around the wall. Good job by Sandberg. He looks to the middle backhand. Oh, he brings it back to the point. Nobody home. And Suds comes back. Did you guys find it? Swigum. Dangerous pass to Sandberg, but he holds on. Now Sandberg has it knocked off his stick, and Smith comes back, pressured by number 11 in black. Big hit coming across the middle by Swigum. Bodies go flying, and Sauer picks it up on the far side boards. Tipped in down low for Sudbury. Sudbury goes behind the cage to Swigum, and now back to Sudbury. Sudbury looks way up ice, puts it on the blade of Smith, and Smith all by his lonesome as Zach calls for the end of the penalty. Smith, Sauer, Smith, oh, and they score! What a give and go play for Edina to make it 1-0. The net did come off. Now, the rule is technically if the puck is heading towards the net, you let the play continue. So that should be a good goal. Edina lining up at center ice. The goalie looking a little confused, but we should have a good goal here to make it 1-0 for the Hornets. They do have two big goalies. The big goalie you're seeing in number one seems to be the smaller of their two goalies. The other one is big boys taking up lots of room in the net. Edina's going to have to be very targeted with their shooting today. Puck comes back to Brolowski. Brolowski comes down the near side. He heads up. Oh, clearly Brolowski not happy with the pictures that he's getting from Bernhard, so he takes a shot at him in the stands. Sportich is going to start wearing a football helmet to these games. Referee directing traffic. Period has been mostly Hornets. Centers on this puck. It is the Mississauga Centers. There are two Mississauga teams here. Nice job by Edina to get that out. I think it's the Generals, the other team. Center. You guys are the Centers. Who's the other one? It's the Rebels. Mississauga clearly able to field two strong caliber teams at this level, which is pretty awesome. Face-off coming all the way back to the Senator zone. Millsy out there with McConnell and Stahl, Sportich and Sudbury back on D. They tie it up. Sportich holds the line, shoots from far. Good low shot. Makes it all the way through, and a leg save there by the Tendy. Edina holds the line. Centers are trying to stretch number 29. They float it to him, but nice job by Suds to step up. And now it is Sportich who goes and rings it around to McConnell. McConnell sees it evade him, but gets it to the blue line, and the Senators are forced to retreat in neutral ice. Break-in pass, misses its target, and now McConnell floats into the middle, and here goes Millsy one-on-one. Millsy inside out. Oh, hits the skate blade of the defender. Nice play to hold Millsy to the outside. Dan steps up, misses the puck, but Swigum there, almost had his pocket picked. He forced it to Millsy. Now Millsy's in with a floater in McConnell, and now Swigum. That puck gets tipped away from Swigum. Swigum has a floater behind him. The center's clearly trying to stretch the ice. Now a shot from far upstairs. Zach, I don't know if he got a piece of it or just knuckled over the net. Comes back to the point through the legs. Icing is waved off. And here goes Crum. Crum's going to pressure number 10, trying to force a turnover. Smith in support, gets the loose puck. Looks cross ice deep. finds his man. Bernhard swings and misses on that shot. And now Crum collected behind the net. Crum, forehand, backhand, forehand, oh, cuts the net. Shot option from the point upstairs and misses far post. Nice shot by Swigum. Got to hit the target, though. They battle to get out of the zone as the centers. Edina won't give them any space. Hand pass is waved off there. And Smith losing his skates, and now the centers come back on this broken play. Nice job by Swigum to force his man to the outside and knock the puck down. Edina coming back with numbers 3-on-2. Edina stays onside. Swigum, Sandberg, one-timer, left leg save. Matushak gets part of it, not all of it, but Sandberg holds the zone. Now he's forced to retreat and gets it all the way back to Dan, who picks it up at center ice. Dan circles back, avoids Smith, looks cross ice, feeds Jimmy, who tips it in deep, and bang goes to collect it. Edina coming out with a little more piss and vinegar this morning. And here come the centers back the other way, again stretching the ice. Once again, it's 29. This pass evades him, but he gets a piece of it. Icing will be waved off. Berlowski chips it back to Dan. He overskates it, comes back to get it, circles back behind his own net as Zach surveys the situation. Jimmy tried a little chip pass, turnover, low shot upstairs, hits a leg, doesn't make it through. Banger jostles with his man on the half wall, but Mississauga gets it. They put it behind the net as Berlowski goes to collect it. Fights off the stick, checking for a brief moment, but the centers take control. Good support there by Bang, and now Berlowski goes on a 45-degree angle and leans into his men. Ref letting them play here as they dig the puck out of the corner. Berlowski down on his knees and back up. And the puck comes out into the middle of the ice. Nobody home but Jimmy, who floats it head towards Sauer. Sauer plows through the first man, now the second, rings it around the wall, and Millsy's on the chase. Millsy gets a part of it, not enough to hold the zone, and Sud forces it back in. We'll have a face-off just outside, and this guy can catch his breath. Woo. Well, Edina's coming out with a little bit more energy. This Senators trying to stretch the ice. Hopefully Edina is wise to it. Flipped in high and over top of the cage. We'll need to have another face-off just outside the blue line. Mississauga, for those of you who are less familiar, from whether you're watching from Minnesota or Sweden or anywhere else in the world, is just west of Toronto, roughly about 30 minutes. Population these days, 300,000? 700,000. Holy bananas. Oh, my goodness. Edina, population 50,000 for those of you watching from Mississauga. A little bit of a different system between the two planes. That shot is knocked down as Suds knocks down. Zach goes for an aggressive poke check and smothers that at the bottom of the circle. Nice play. For those of you watching back home, specifically my daughter, who said I shouldn't call him Zach, I said I was told I'm allowed to call him Zach until high school. Then I have to call him Berman. That's what I'm told. So I get one more year by Zach. Zach has given me one more year of grace. Studs goes behind the net over to Sporchich. Sporchich comes up the near side, floats it high, and onto the stick of Crum, who floats it to the middle for Sandberg, who winds and fires and misses wide or high or something bad. Edina and Smith, they're chipping it deep. It should be. I don't know. Cross ice to a man who just popped onto the ice for Mississauga. Sandberg, annoyed that he missed the net, leans into his boy on the sidewall. And now Bernhard in support. He puts it off Sandberg puts it off Bernhard's skates, and Mississauga takes momentary control. They have it down low. They chip it in front. Nobody home. And both boys pretended to swing at it, and now Zach picks up. Like a good second baseman, a short hop, and we'll have a face-off to his right-hand side. Zach does sport the Canadian and U.S. flags on the back of his helmet. First time he's ever played against a Canadian team, though. It's kind of fun. Bang on the draw. Quick shot, misses wide. Matushak ended up in the net, and then a center seems to have stopped the shot. Puck is loose in front, swatted away, I think, by Zach's paddle. And now Matushak floats cross ice. Heads up into the stands again. My goodness. Pucks are flying. Kevin, puck. Face off just outside the zone. I believe that's one of the McConnell crew. Many McConnells have made the trip. Bang, doesn't find it in his skates. Matushak gives him a hand. Sauer gives it back to Matushak. Now back to Bang. Broken play. Bernhard decides to step up, and now we've got a 2-on-1 the other way. They stay on side, over to the far side. Shot, or actually a pass. A nice shot by Bernhard to come back and deflect it behind the net. Now they have it near side. Open shot upstairs, and Zach, hard push left to right and holds on. Nice save. Centers, not with much zone time here, but they have made the best use of it. A lot of broken plays down low, creating a lot of disturbance in and around the Edina crease. Millsy pushes it deep into the corner where Berlowski spins out and brings it towards McConnell. McConnell chips it out, and now Millsy's in a foot race. Millsy looking, quick shot upstairs, high, misses the post, and it goes over top and all the way out back to Dan at center ice. Dan, Berlowski. Berlowski now leads the rush, puts on the brakes, blows a tire. Good job by Stahl, though, in support. He turns, puts it on the stick of Millsy. He's looking to shoot. That goes off the shin guards and into the corner. 5:04 left to go here in an adventurous first period. Nice job by Stahl to tip it in down low. And now Dan leans into his man, forces a shot the length of the ice, and that should go for icing. And with 4:52 left, the battle of the border will come back deep into the Mississauga zone. 1-0 here for Edina. Sandberg, Smith, and Crum, as they often are, paired together. Crum up the middle on the right side, Smith on the left. Lead pass, that should go the length of the ice and go, no icing, no icing. Zach expected that. Oh, and Suds gets leaned into. Good job by Sporchich there in support. The puck bounces up to the half wall. And again, Sandberg dangerously across the middle, but Crum picks it up. Crum, Smith, thank you. By February, I promise to get that right. 10 rings the wall. And Sandberg surveys as they go to the near side. Good job by Smith, not Crum. And now Sandberg cuts to the middle. Sandberg evades the stick check, stays on side, leaves it for Crum, who has two guys on him. Backhand floater. Nice extension by the tendy, and he holds on. No shot counter going on today, but Edina doing a good job of directing pucks in that general direction of the net. They're shooting more. Use a little more forceful oomphness in their shots, maybe, but we'll get there. Banger out on the draw. Mississauga behind the net over to Baker, number 32. Cross ice pass. And that goes deep in the zone. Zach comes way out of his net to play it. And stays in the zone. Nice job by Mississauga. Better job by Jimmy. And now Bang is on his horse. Quick shot. Man, Edina's got to hit the net, kids. Swigum holds the line. Jimmy hits his man. And Mississauga comes back the other way with two boys. Good back check there by Bang. He runs through one man and then breaks up the pass and gets the puck out of the zone is Jimmy. Jimmy, Swigum. Swigum. Chipped out into the middle for number 16. And Miller forces him wide and a weak chip in. Mississauga continues to hold the zone. The ref there. Now they throw it into the slot. Good job by Swigum to hold it to the wall. Long shot. Zach directs that to the end boards and then poke checked it. Sadly away from Bernhard, excuse me. And then Millsy now has it behind the net. Puts it off the net to himself. They battle away. Comes out to the circle. Nice float pass by Stahl. While nobody was home, it did relieve the pressure. And now the centers are forced to retreat. Millsy picks up that errant pass. And it's a 2-on-1. Millsy, McConnell off the shoulder of the attendee. And now it's the centers that come back with 3. Number 20 trying to go wide on Dan. Dan holds him there. Nice defensive play. They stay together and float it up to the half wall. McConnell goes cross out outside the reach of Stahl. Stahl doesn't come to the bench, even though I believe he was heckled and called to. 44 comes back up the far side. Stahl stays with him. And now McConnell surveys his man. That puck comes up big, hit by Berlowski, forces a bad pass, and Sandberg able to strip him of the puck. Now Stahl goes to the bench. That puck goes behind McConnell. McConnell winds it back to Den. Den to Crum, who chips it. McConnell on an extended shift here. Sandberg chips it into the defender's body. McConnell can't get off the ice as Mississauga comes back the other way. 13 upstairs. They put the puck ultimately behind the net after Zach got a piece of it. And now Sandberg chips it up the middle. And now McConnell goes to the bench. Crum looking for Sandberg. Sandberg fighting off the defensive checking of big number 44. R14, though, kicks it to Smith. Smith goes behind the net. Man, our boys can't hold on to the puck. Goes behind the net, back to Sandberg. Squirts back his way now to Crum, who tries to pitch it back to Sporchich. Sporchich looking for Sandberg, I think, in front. Steps down low, cross, ice, pass over towards Smith, who goes behind the net with it, loses the handle for a moment, throws out in front. No Hornets there to find it. And now the Senators ship it in from this side of the red line, but icing is waved off as Dan goes to get it. Dernière minute de jeu dans la première période. Last minute play here in the first period. As the Senators come back the other way, that one should go for icing, and it does. And with 52 seconds left, we'll have a face-off deep in the Mississauga zone. Lots of good chances. Got to hit the net. Oh, we could do a Mississauga waving zone. They battle for it off the draw. Bang, kicks it up in the half wall, throws it in front. Again, nobody home in front for Edina. Sauer battles for the puck off the side post. He circles down low, 40 seconds left to go. Stall or Bang in a battle in front. They chip it. The puck is still loose in a plethora of skates. It's a cacophony of people. And now Swigum winds and fires. Second time directed to the net, 27 seconds. Puck still hasn't made it through. Nice job by Jimmy to get it to Sauer. Chip back towards Jimmy, who circles back and flips it high to Sauer, who puts it down, looks for Bang, chips it to himself, spins out from behind the net. 14 seconds, rolls it out to the high slot, nobody home. And with 10 seconds left, Mississauga comes back the other way. Shots from far. Zach directs that into the corner. Mississauga on it. 3-2-1 shot. Zach kicks that one out. 2-1, and that'll do it. And we're going to go for a ice clearing adventure. Now we'll be back in about 10 minutes. On both sides of the border. See you soon. All right, Streamer's back. Sandberg comes down the right side, gets it into the zone, but not much farther. And the Sens come back the other way. Cross ice pass into the skates. The Sens pick up the puck. Zach stops it behind his net, leaves it not so smoothly there for Sudbury. The ice again is very sticky. We've noticed this in each of our games. Right after they clean the sheet of ice, they battle for it behind the net. 13 in the corner for the Sens, brings it back to the point. D to D they go. Now it's shipped in. Sandberg with the glove save. Gets it to the blue line, not out though. Shot opportunity upstairs. Zach knocks it down. Thought he had it, didn't. Puck is still free. He's going to want that one back as he checks the webbing. Long pass to Sandberg outside his reach. Good opportunity for Edina to change, but watch 13 and their whole team. 3-on-0. Oh, almost offside. Quick shot. Blocker saved by Zach and pushed it into the corner. Sauer to bang through the middle. Tries to bust through the defensive line. Can't do it. And now they come together. And it's, again, number 29 who enjoys stretching the ice. Bernhard's going to try and introduce him to the wall, and bang, almost takes off his head. Here comes Jimmy looking cross ice, hits a skate of Sauer, and goes all the way behind the net for the Mississauga Senators. Sauer leans into his man. His man ejected his stick. There's lumber on the ice. And now Swiggan back on D, stands up his man, supported by Bang. Sauer gets stood up. The puck comes back into the Edina zone, and now it's Swiggan who goes all the way back to get it. 13-10 left to go in a pretty high-intensity second period. Jimmy waits, looks, floats it, cross ice to McConnell. McConnell tries to collect it on the forehand, rolls back to the D, and again, Mississauga stretches the ice. That should be offside. Good call by the ref. That was a close one. And we'll face off just outside the blue line. Millsy out on the draw. Puck comes all the way back to 91 in black. Rolls it deep into the Edina zone, and that's going to go. Oh, no icing is waved off. Brolowski gets chased down. Now comes back to his side. Stahl down low to collect it. Stahl goes long off the backside. Some might call it the better side of Dan, and he picks it up. Floats it high and far into the opposite corner for McConnell. McConnell shields it, gets it back over to Stahl. Lines fires, hits a stick, and into the cage. Stahl looks to the heavens, but finds no answers. Millsy out on the draw. McConnell and Stahl out there with him. Getting a little talking to by the man in stripes about how to take a face-off. Mississauga has their pass deflected, but they come out of the zone with it regardless. Cohen, number 15, chips it off the leg. Brolowski throws his body at the human and the ref. The puck gets stuck in behind the boards, and Millsy comes away with it. Millsy looks for Stahl, floats it, hits a stick. Stahl still able to get part of it, but not enough. And Mississauga collects deep in their own zone. Up the wall they go. Again, stretching the ice. This time Edina is ready for it. They battle away, and it hits a body, and then a skate, and then another body, and 13 wheels into his own zone, and now back out the middle. Good pass. Here comes 13 wide. Shot misses far wide and all the way back down the ice. Mississauga is forced to go to collect it. 10 on his back end. Mississauga leaning on Edina a little bit more as there is more loose lumber on the ice, this time in the Edina zone. Mississauga throws it in front. Zach directs that to the corner. Senators in control of the puck. Good angle by Dan, but he puts it out in front. Nice save by Zach, and that'll go the length of the ice, relieving pressure. And looks like Mississauga has collected their own stick work and will face off deep in the Edina zone. 11:20 left to go here in the second. Sandberg on the draw. Good job by Sudbury to win the battle. He gets his kidneys get a little bit of a rub. Good job by Sandberg to knock that down. We got a 2-on-1. Sandberg looks for Crum. Crum, forehand backhand, scores! What a nifty move by Heinz Crum off a perfect feed from Sandberg. And we've got a 2-0 ball game. Good movement by the Hornets. There they show a little emotion. .11:06. Edina playing their most spirited hockey so far. Crum and number 20 slowly are checking out the quality of the drop from the ref. The centers ring around higher on the wall, up the far side. Edina able to tie up enough men to get out of the zone, and they'll try again. This comes, it's behind the net, and now Suds chips it back towards Sporcic. Sporcic's going to get pressured there. Good job by Sandberg in support. You never know he was a newly minted center. Is he figuring out the position pretty smoothly? Puck rolls down low. Edina forces it away, but it's still down in the low slot. Near side shot rolls towards Zach. Puck is still free. Shot knocked down in front. Can't make it through. And now Sandberg lugs it back the other way. 2-on-2. He was looking to maybe dump and change, but the opportunity presented himself. Now he goes for a change, or at least Smith does. Excuse me, Crum, not Smith. Now Crum, now Smith. They're both off the ice. Good step up there by Bernhardt, holds the zone, and Matushak makes sure it makes it all the way down below the goal line. Sauer leans into his men, takes some lumber to the kind of chin area, float it to the open side. Nice play over to Bernhardt. Bernhardt chips it in deep, and looks like the ref has collected a mouthpiece. Swigum sees it jump over his stick. He's going to have a little bit of time here. D-to-D, he goes over to Bernhardt. Edina spacing the ice nicely. Sauer tries to go in. The puck gets knocked off his stick, and Bernhardt gets it back in neutral ice. Now Swigum, this time again to Bernhardt. Bernhardt cuts the middle, leaves it there for a bang over to Swigum. Swigum can't get it by 13, so he decides to put him into the penalty box. Long pass to Matushak. Heads up, bit of Mississauga fans, as the puck comes floating in the general direction. That is a very, very nifty photo contraption. I'm impressed. As someone who once tried to tape a tripod to my back, I can appreciate the creativity of that move. Mississauga tries to enter the zone. They can go no farther than the blue line, and with 9:15 left, they retreat back to their own blue line, and Dan reintroduces the puck to the other side of the ice. Now it's Stahl to Millsy. Millsy steps around big number 44, steps around the other defender, and McConnell goes to get in the corner. Hard puck back to the point. Good job by Rulowski to hold the zone. Nice play. Now it's McConnell who shoots upstairs and just goes over top. Dan at the point. Good pass. Handcuffs Millsy. Millsy now has it. Stepped out front, tries to bang it home. Nice shot by the 10D to hold it out. Now it's Brolowski holding the line yet again. And with the support of Stahl, he steps up. That should almost be offside. Quick shot. That also misses the net. Boy, these boys have got to hit the net on both sides of the ice. Tipped ahead, and now McConnell has a break. 2-on-2 with Stahl. Everybody on the ice is exhausted. And thankfully, for everyone's sake, the goalie holds on and will have a whistle to his right-hand side. Man behind the net. Crum hits the brakes, tries to get it to Sandberg, hits a skate, and the goalie, that is like a hungry hippo play. It's more of a bear, yeah. 8:08 left to go. So, like many of the teams here, the Mississauga team is a AAA team. It's a club, meaning kids can come in from all over. Unlike Edina, it's not a community-based play. Nice shot, tip in front, and the goalie up to the task. Nice shot by Sudbury to create a deflection opportunity, get the goalie moving in different directions. For those of you watching from north of the border, Edina is a community-based team, which means they're 50,000 people is the population. Quick shot there, goes into the corner. I'll continue explaining it later. Nice job by Smith battling behind the net. Mississauga able to come away with it, though. Long pass. Hits Crum in the neck area, and we're going to have a face-off as Crum has the opportunity to go maybe readjust some hardware. Oh, nice. Okay, and they can play in any of the teams. If you live in it depends on how far you want to drive. Last year, yeah, in that Steve's area at this level. And this level is 2011 birth year or like, okay. Bang on the draw, comes back. Puck comes all the way back to Sudbury. Sudbury chips it in deep. Sauer goes to get it. His stick trailed behind, but he's got it in both hands now. Now he leaves it there for Matushak, who rolls it in front and bang, buries it 5-hole to make it 3-0. Great puck movement by the Hornets. And it was 7:32 at the halfway mark of this game. Edina starting to impose their will on the team. They're starting. Veronica is warning me that we've had moments of lapse, shifts of energy. Bang out there with Matushak and Sauer again. Up the boards. Matushak floats it to the middle. Sauer picks it up. This could be a 2-on-2, maybe a 2-on-1. Sauer puts on the brakes, leaves it for Swingham, who shoots. Nice shot. Puck tips to slide. Sauer now behind the net. Flair goes down, holding on to Swigham's stick. Swingham now back in defensive position, and he is the beneficiary of that float pass. He waits till everyone comes back on side, and guess what? He's got it again. Now it's chipped in deep. One of them, two of us. Let's see if Sauer can force a bad play. Chip back into the corner. Now Bang gives chase. That just skipped over the skate of Stahl, and now it's 3-on-2 for Mississauga. Pass across the crease. Nobody home for the Senators. And the puck now finds its way back onto Swigham's stick. He chips it to the near side. Number 29, often the one stretching the ice. Battles with Bernhard in the corner. That comes all the way back to the point. Shot off a leg, and now Bernhard gives chase. They're battling away in front. Zach's take a stick to the back of the head, I think. And that's floated high out into neutral ice. Knocked down, and Bang goes to get it. Bernhard now circles all the way back. Nice pass to the far side. Cross ice, McConnell. Nobody home for Edina. And Millsy opens up the wheels. Good job by Millsy to see the risk and come back and close that down. He's stripped of the puck, though. 13 steps across the blue line. Bodies are flying. Past the far side, and number 9 buries it. Broken play all the way around. And not much happened at the end of that one as Zach was sprawled out. And the guy, number 9, I think, went upstairs. 3-1. Edina on the back end of a tough change there in this long period. See if we can go back and reassert our 3-goal advantage. Millsy, Stahl, and McConnell. Stahl comes down the right-hand side. Now gets leaned into. Big hit by number 44. And McConnell introduces 91 to the wall. Stahl takes a run at his men. And here come the Senators. 2 of them, they throw it out in front. The puck never makes it to the net. Back to the point. Good job by Stahl getting his stick in there. And Brolowski took something up high. A little more physicality coming out of the center side. Let's see how Edina can respond. Dan angles his man, gets his stick underneath. No hook called. And number 9 has it as Zach directs traffic in front. Back to the point. Nice job by McConnell, and he streaks away. Killing time as his buddies go for a change. She holds on to the puck into the corner. Now rolls back to the half wall, and Sandberg leads into his men. Crum steps out of the half wall, reaches back, can't find the puck, and the centers come back the other way. Studs looks to angle number 44. Nice job, forces a dump in, and now it's Dan. Dan, nice body position for a kid who is at least a head shorter. Shot opportunity, knocked down into the open side by Zach, and the puck comes to the blue line, but not out. Edina watching, quick shot, knuckle puck as Zach clears that to the open side. And now it's Smith. Smith down the left-hand side. He's got Sandberg. He floats it up top. Little magician artwork over there, but can't hold down to the puck. And now he just backhands it in, and looks like we're going to have a face-off for offside just outside the Edina zone, maybe at center ice. 4:21, after a sequence of broken plays in both directions, the Hornets better get their act together, or this could go the other way pretty quick. They move the ice this way. We got a false drop. All right, Sandberg, Smith, Crum. Mississauga goes D to D. Nice stick work there by Sporchich. Not only does he stop it, but he put it on the stick of Smith. They tangle up in front of the Edina bench. So kind is Edina, they tried to welcome both boys into the bench. And looks like Smith is going to go for, they had gotten tied up enough, and I didn't see it, but I'm going to guess Smith gave him the extra shot, and that'll cost him 90 seconds. Well, with the centers putting on a little bit more pressure, the